embrace the future now in that regard.
So, as we promised, we're not abandoning offline at all. In fact, we believe that it's critical that you integrate online with offline because people do get impressions offline, obviously. And the question is, what's the best way to do it? One thing we know is that those impressions need to be consistent impressions. So your website needs to match, your advertising needs to match your brochures, and that kind of redundancy only works to your benefit. So it's no more tellingly said in this great picture of a Google
which
billboard.
I took on the Southeast Expressway in Boston on my way to Logan Airport. It just cracked me up, you know.
Day one, just heard about going Google. I want to know more. So this is reminiscent of a very famous sign in Los Angeles that a billboard that Yahoo has up that has a similar kind of irony about it. But Google's not afraid to do the right thing. They understand what a creative mix is, and that it's not just online. Some of you are familiar with this fellow here. Winston is the spokesdog for Womble Carlyle, a Southeast regional firm. And this ad appears in print, and the ad appears in dioramas in airports as well. But it also appears in the Wall Street Journal online, and I'm going to click into it. If your sound is up, take care, and if your sound is not, you might want to hear this as it rumbles onto Wall Street Journal. So as Winston became more popular and became a spokesperson for the firm, we converted him to CGI. So he's now a computer-generated dog that allows us to do things that we simply, frankly, otherwise couldn't possibly do even with Photoshop. But now that he's come alive in this animated way, we're finding more and more ways of using him. So that's a brand that's gone from static to animated, and you think of the same kind of efforts that are happening when brands go from static web pages to YouTube web pages. So even thinking about a YouTube channel, and certainly every firm should have a YouTube channel to post videos and other kinds of moving impressions of the firm itself.
Yeah, and Winston's is on the radio or has been. I mean, the fact is, like Google, Womble Carlyle is, they got a smart head on their shoulders about the reality, which is people consume all kinds of media throughout their day, and we'll see this tidal wave move to online. But guess what? That's going to open up opportunities in the older media, if you will.
Another thought leader is Navigant Consulting, which grew out of the ashes of Arthur Andersen. Now has become a $500 million public company and focuses its marketing efforts very deliberately. It markets a lot and it advertises a lot, but focuses on Chicago, New York, and DC, and Heathrow too. They're in London. So their focus. So you'll see, if you've ever been to Chicago, it's hard to miss these Navigant ads that are used, that are really displayed creatively outside of the diorama framework. But importantly, they're using that same style, that same look and feel, sending out emails to their clients about thought leadership. One of the things that they've done on their new website is to build a knowledge center, and in that knowledge center is the apotheosis of all things about thought leadership. They've gathered their thought leadership into a specific place. You're going to hear here Andy Bosman, who's the CMO of Navigant, talk about the knowledge center and then how to use it.
Hi, I'm Andy Bosman, Chief Marketing Officer at Navigant Consulting, and welcome to the Navigant Consulting Virtual Knowledge Center. This unique, interactive experience allows you to access leading-edge thinking on topics that impact your business today and beyond. Here, you can learn about current hot topics. Visit the Navigant Consulting Library to access thought leadership and review upcoming events and webinars. You can also learn more about our continuing legal education programs and certification opportunities. We encourage you to visit often, and make sure to watch for special features on new trends and industry updates that may impact your business. Thank you for visiting.
And you go check that out for yourself, but you hit any one of those doors like the old, let's make a deal, and you go to the CLE, and it's literally a virtual experience, which is pretty cool.
Some of you may ask why the CMO and not a partner in the firm, and I bet all of you have the answer just as quickly as you asked the question. Is he was the only non-controversial person that they could put up there and tell that story. So another aspect of being online and that online offline advertising is our search-centric landing pages and many sites that align user content with searcher intent. Let me put some flesh on those bones. Here's a firm in California and New York, actually has a couple of other offices as well. It's a plaintiff's firm, and they have put up a page. First of all, they're buying Google AdWords for, let's say, Yamaha Rhino. That's an SUV, a kind of Wrangler that rolls over and does a lot of terrible things to folks, including cutting off arms and legs, etc. And a lot of people have been severely injured in these rollovers. Their Google AdWords will lead you to this specific landing page for them. Here's another firm, Beasley Allen, that's done a similar thing, but they've brought their landing page, their mini site page here for Digitech, recall. They've put that in their brand style, which is more effective than what Leif Gebrazer has done here, which does not reflect their brand style. So it would be more important to reflect the overall brand here. But nevertheless, that research leads you to a customized page that's going to drive more, that's full of information. All of these pages in the plaintiff's world space are simply filled with the latest information about this particular product.
It's content. It's thought leadership in a way on this particular subject.
Right. So if you're concerned, if you've been damaged, if someone that you love has been hurt by using this drug or by being in a Yamaha Rhino, you want all the information you can possibly get in order to.
So we think this model, this mini site, custom landing model is ideal. Taking it back to accounting or to the defense side of the bar, it's perfect for a seminar you're putting on, a major event you're putting on, a big piece of research you've done, the things that are probably the staples of your marketing program. The idea is build AdWords around it, and then build the custom site. It doesn't have to be more than a couple pages to make it feel like it's dedicated to that topic, the way you are.
And of course, you can also use a blog in a similar way, where you're buying AdWords to lead people to the blog. This is a page that's actually much less labor-intensive than a blog. You can gather the information, put the information up, and then more or less leave it alone until other news occurs around that topic. Whereas a blog, as we all know, requires substantially more effort.